Buckle up, Yellowstone fans. We're diving straight into one of the most crucial and emotionally loaded chapters in the Yellowstone timeline, aka the year 1969. That might sound like just another date on the calendar, but in the world of the Duttons, it's so much more than that. This is the era when a young John Dutton, yes, the very same man we've grown to love and admire, was around 10 years old. This is also the year Spencer Dutton dies. In other words, this is the year that the old generation of the Duttons paved the way for the modern-day Duttons. So, having a prequel series taking place in this particular year is the best thing that we could have hoped for. Thankfully, it is truly coming. So, let's talk about it. As you can understand from my introduction, to me, this is where the Dutton saga really deepens. Because I've always wanted to know, what made John Dutton the man we see in Yellowstone? How did he grow into someone so loyal to the land, yet so guarded emotionally? What did his relationship with his parents look like? Who raised him, mentored him, or maybe disappointed him? And I know that you guys have been asking the same questions for years as well, making the upcoming prequel 1969 even more special for us, the Yellowstone fans. Now, if you watched 1923 all the way through, and I hope you did because it's masterful, then you also saw Spencer's death in a flash-forward scene to 1969. I know, since 1923 is still fresh in our memory, it is tough to imagine Spencer dying one day. And honestly, regardless of how old he will be though, losing Spencer will be a tough pill to swallow, especially after everything we've been through with him. Still, this also means that 1969 will be the third series that we will have Spencer in. He was in 1923, we know that he will be in 1944, and now 1969 has also entered the chat, which is so exciting. But as you can imagine, 1969 will be the last and most meaningful chapter in Spencer's journey. By then, he'd be in his 80s. That makes him the wise, experienced grandfather figure that John sometimes references in Yellowstone. So, we will watch a lot of bonding between different generations, which sounds so exciting. But let me know if you are also excited for it or not. But there's a twist here, and it's a juicy one. Elizabeth is still very much alive during this time, and her return to the Dutton world through this series will absolutely shake everything up. So think of a bunch of inheritance battles, clashing egos, and messy family drama. Because if Elizabeth comes back to claim her son's birthright, which the Dutton ranch, then we're about to witness the very first serious fracture within the family. And I don't know about you guys, but to me, this is very exciting. Because, let's be honest, the Duttons have always been messy. The whole Beth and Jamie rivalry didn't just pop out of nowhere. It has roots in this family, and that root lies somewhere in 1969, where Elizabeth re-enters the picture with her son. Now, what will Elizabeth do until 1969 in more than 40 years since 1923? Well, there is a lot of ambiguity when it comes to that. Michelle Randolph, who plays Elizabeth, said in a recent interview, Elizabeth walks away pregnant. We assume she's going back to Boston. We don't know where she's going. So, even the actress playing the part is somewhat clueless about it. Well, that's exactly what 1969 is going to fill in, and I'm so here for it. Now let's talk about the world outside the ranch, because it's impossible to ignore. 1969 was a massive turning point in American history. The Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, Woodstock, feminism, the counterculture, all of it was reshaping the very fabric of the country all at once during this time. And alongside America, Montana was also changing constantly. It is rumored that in the show, we will see John's father being drafted into Vietnam, just like thousands of other American men at the time, which is why Spencer steps up to raise young John, and which is why his death will be even more devastating as his grandson will be so dependent on him. Now, here's the question that you guys are all curious about. Who might play these characters? Well, let me just tell you this. The casting speculation and behind-the-scene rumors has been wild. Brandon Sklenar, who brought Spencer to life in 1923, has said he's open to returning, even if it means aging up with prosthetics. I don't know about you, but I'd be totally down for that. Brandon is Spencer to me, and seeing him transform into a silver-haired, stoic grandfather would be so satisfying. But I also get that it might not be the most practical choice, which brings me to Kurt Russell. Now that would be a game changer. If anyone can step into Spencer's boots and bring that level of grit, wisdom, and emotional weight, it's him. The idea of watching Kurt Russell as an aging Spencer Dutton mentoring a young John is simply amazing to me. And what about Elizabeth? Michelle Randolph could always return in an older role, maybe with some clever makeup or time jumps. or they could cast someone new entirely. Either way, Elizabeth's presence would add such an electric, emotionally charged dynamic to the story, especially if she's coming back with something to prove. And let's not forget the rest of the Dutton family tree. John Bernthal is another name who expressed his willingness to star in the Yellowstone franchise. So, there are rumors that he will star as the father of John Dutton, aka John Dutton II. But let me know if you can imagine him in the role. As of now, there's no official word from Paramount Plus confirming 1969 as a standalone series. But let's be honest, between the unanswered questions from 1923, Michelle Randolph's cryptic hints in interviews, and Taylor Sheridan's never-ending habit of expanding the Dutton universe, it feels inevitable. So, expect a release date somewhere around 2026, right after 1944. For more weekly updates on Yellowstone universe, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.